Today's video, I want to share with you the top 3 lessons that I learned when my social accounts got entirely hacked in 2021. Last year, I lost everything social media, everything. In the blink of an eye, poof, it was just gone just like that. 6 years of hard work out the window. And I'm going to share with you the things that I learned to help prevent this from happening to you. Okay, lesson number 1. Facebook will basically never email you unless you are already in conversation with one of their Facebook ad experts. Here's the kicker. I got an email saying that it was from Facebook, and I immediately was suspicious of the email that I got. It said that there was activity on my account that was with a photo that was not mine. And I typically use my own material, so I thought this was very, very odd. And I was suspicious of this email, knew not to click any links. So what I did is I went to Messenger and I actually reached out to the Facebook team, which is great. You can get a lot of feedback from them, a lot of help when you're running into different situations. So I love that they have that service. But here's the thing, I reached out to Messenger because I needed to get assurance that this email was real or not real. And she spent about 10 minutes with me going through the email. I sent her the information. She clicked the links. She went through the email. She asked me questions. She had a couple of minutes where she was away from me, and she came back and she said, "This email is real. Go ahead and proceed with the prompts in the email and complete the activity they tell you to complete." I was like, wow, that's really interesting. So I did what she told me to do. I clicked the link. It asked me to log in. And you guys, I had the 2-factor authentication turned on. So it asked me for my 2-factor authentication. I authenticated the account and I logged into the account. As soon as I logged in, everything went entirely blank and everything went away. I lost everything in the blink of an eye because I clicked that link and logged into my account, used the 2-factor notification, and I handed over my account to the hackers. I no longer had control of any of my social media. That includes Facebook, that includes Instagram. My personal profile, my business profiles on both accounts were entirely gone. Here's the thing, I'm not one that will typically click on any form of links that I have in my email. When I get emails, I always go directly to the source. I virtually never click a link that I get in my email, but I took the extra steps to reach out to Facebook first due to the suspicion that I had with the email that I got from them. And I was assured by Facebook themselves that this email was real. Because of this, my account was actually hacked. So I want to assure you that Facebook will basically never email you unless you are already talking to an ad expert, and you should get an email directly from them. Facebook headquarters will never email you. So be aware of any links and anything that you get, and just simply do not click those links. Do not connect to Facebook in that way if you get an email. So lesson number 1, never click on a link from an email that claims to be from Facebook. Lesson number 2, you do not own your social media. You're using those accounts to grow your brand. You need to take your audience off of your social accounts. Take them off of Facebook, take them off of Instagram, and find a way to add value to them outside of the social accounts. So have, a group, or have a podcast, have an email list, have some form of activity that you can have outside of your social accounts, because you don't own that. You own your list. You can reach out to your list at any given time. If you lose your social accounts, you no longer have any of your audience, any of your following. You cannot provide value. When I lost my social accounts, I had about 45,000 followers between the two. I lost every single one of them. And granted, growing my accounts again and getting everything back and starting over, I've actually been able to find quite a few of those people again. But at the same time, I'm starting from zero. And I have thousands and thousands and thousands of people that I may never get to connect to again. But by taking them off of social media and having other ways for them to find me, like with my podcast or my YouTube videos or with my email list, I have another way to reach out. I have another way to stay connected with my audience. So lesson number 2, always make sure you have a way to take your audience off of your social accounts, provide value in other platforms so that you have a way to reach out to the people and provide them value outside of social media. Okay, lesson number 3. This one was learned because when my social accounts were hacked, I no longer had access to my Facebook ads manager. However, because my ads did not shut down and they were just seized by the hackers, my ads continued to run. So I was spending hundreds of dollars a day on these ads that I could not access, where material was being posted on my page that was not me because the hackers were posting crazy videos, like these really weird things. But thankfully, it was not pornographic. I'm gonna be thankful for that. So my social account has been taken over. These weird videos are being posted. I have ads running to those pages and I cannot access them because I was the only ads manager on my account. I reached out to Facebook about a dozen different ways, legit about a dozen different ways, and could not get anybody to shut down my ads. This went on for about 4 weeks. The only reason I got my ads turned off is because I had to file a claim with my credit card company because I was continually being charged about every 7 days for my ads. There's a cap that you could put on your charge. So basically when you reach a certain limit, your credit card will go ahead and get charged. Your ads will continue to run, but your credit card will go ahead and get charged. So every 6 days, I was getting charged $900 for my ads because they were continuing to run and I was reaching my ad limit. So those charges were continuing to cycle through. I finally, since I could not get through to anybody at Facebook, I finally just had to claim chargebacks on my credit card. And that's the only reason why I was able to get my ads turned off. So lesson number 3 is always make sure you have an additional admin on your Facebook Ads Manager account. If you don't have somebody that helps you with your ads, have your best friend as an admin. Use her Facebook profile and add her as an admin. Use your spouse. Create a second account, maybe in like your kid's name or something like that. Create a second account and have that on the back end. But somehow find a way to always make sure that you have a second person as an admin on your ads manager. That way, should you lose everything, you can go back and you can actually access those ads and you can get to them from a safe place and turn them off, revise them, answer questions, because everything for my ads, they were just trapped. People were commenting and I had no way of answering them, whether they were happy, angry, giving me good feedback, bad feedback, regardless of what it was. I couldn't even get to that ad to answer any form of questions, to do anything at all with those ads. So they just ran and there was nothing I could do about it. So those are the 3 lessons that I learned in 2021 when all of my social accounts got hacked. One of the questions that I get is, how did Instagram actually get hacked if it was your Facebook profile that you logged into? Well, typically, in order to run ads to Instagram or to post from Instagram to Facebook at the same time and have those accounts connected, you're actually going to have them connected. So you will log into Instagram and you will interface Facebook and Instagram together. So when one thing happens to one account, it's gonna happen to the other one too. And my Instagram account did not get seized like my Facebook did. Instagram actually was just entirely shut down. So my personal profile on Facebook was shut down. My business page on Facebook was seized and taken over, and these people were posting crazy videos. This is actually how I learned that my account was hacked in the first place. I just thought that I got locked out. So I sent a copy of my driver's license in order to get my account back. I sent messages, all kinds of crazy different things to try to get my account back, to show that, look, this is mine. I logged in authentically. This belongs to me. And I just thought that I was blocked for a little while. About 48 hours after that happened, I got an email from one of my followers asking me if I was okay because these weird videos were being posted on my page. I was like, what are you talking about? So I logged in through my daughter's account and I was actually able to find my page. And sure enough, there were about a dozen different weird videos about like potholes and like weird animal videos and just really weird, like bizarre stuff that I think they were trying to get to go viral. I don't really know, but that page was seized. So Instagram was shut down entirely. My personal profile was shut down entirely, basically no longer existed. My Facebook business page was seized. So because my page was seized, that was why my ads never shut down, because my page never actually shut down. It was just taken over. Now, since then, they have closed out that account and they have gotten rid of everything. So all of that is entirely gone. But at the end of the day, it was still 6 years worth of my hard work that these hackers took over. So big lesson learned in 2021. So here I am starting over. I did not let that stop me. I have actually used that as an opportunity to rebrand myself. Should this ever happen to you, I don't want you to ever feel defeated. Don't quit. This is not your chance to stop. This is your chance to look at this as an opportunity in how can you start over being better, being stronger, and come out better than before. So I took this as an opportunity to rebrand myself, and I split up my personal brand and my business brand. I now run 2 separate profiles for each side. And I have my personal brand, which is still geared towards all the health issues that I have faced, helping women with hypothyroidism and diabetes and high cholesterol and all of the areas that I dealt with in my personal health. And then I have my business brand, which is brand new, and I get to share all of the strategies and all of the things that I've learned over the years with building my business, because I did it authentically. I grew my brand without the cold messaging, without the hey girl messaging, without the stalking the groups, without spamming my friends and family. I grew my business with authenticity. I used funnels, I used automation, and I used tons and tons of value that I could provide to my audience. And that was how I built my personal brand. When my accounts were taken over, I decided to split things up, and I decided that my personal brand was going to remain in place and I will just continue forward with that as I always had. And then I was gonna build my business brand. My business brand is gonna help other people with the strategies and the funnels and the automations and everything that I've learned over the years with how I built my personal brand. So I'm so glad you're here. If this video added value to you and it's helpful, be sure to subscribe below so you don't miss any future videos. And I'd love to hear any feedback that you might have, any questions that you might have in terms of how I can help you moving forward.